and this is going to be good. So, as I've done a somewhat quarterly pull from a deck that calls to me and it lets me know when it's time, I held tight for this last retreat and shared that moment with my sisters there, but this deck always highlights the new segment of my life and what the theme's going to be. And it's always so accurate. It's so spot on. It's so spot on that I often find myself emotional in gratitude at so many moments when I am truly witnessing the prophecy and the unveiling of the lessons behind the card. With that being said, Spirit guided me to talk about integrity today. Integrity was the card that I pulled, and that morning it left me shook, out of pure inquisition, really. That was a word I knew and preached so well. It is a word I know and preach so well. And I couldn't help but wonder why this was the theme of the next season of my life. Over these last few weeks since then, I've been given many different situations in which I've been able to investigate how my foundation is holding up. I've been peeling back and discovering parts of the building that felt weak and seeing what's under there. You see, a lot of people, when they think of integrity, they think of the good old, what do you do when others are not watching? And I definitely think of that as well. But it's also about, what are we made of? What are our intentions? What are we really doing it for? This question always seems to come back around in my experience when there's been some weather and it appears that the foundation might need a little bit of support, a little bit of reinforcement. It's always interesting because a lot of times these periods creep up on us, and it's not about being tested over and over again. It's about living in abundance and knowing that there will still be lessons, and that at this point in our journey and awareness, those lessons don't have to be as big as we make them. The Kybalion talks about how most humans have pretty much no control over their minds. As I always mention about the 3D matrix and the domination and control tactics that take place, we can begin to understand it at its core as mind control. People tend to think that when we or they say they're trying to control us, people think physically in a way that seems so far-fetched and unbelievable. But it's happening. It's happening here and it's happening now. Our minds are being controlled and we are allowing them to be. Being dedicated to a spiritual practice is crucial for this. You don't have to do what anyone else does. You can do what works for you, because we all learn differently, because we are all different in most aspects. But this practice of learning to focus your mind off of the contrast in your life and redirecting the energy that is flowing through your body toward the direction that you would like it to go is invaluable. Do you understand its invaluableness? Do you? This is what you are made of. This is integrity. How strong is your mind? That which reinforces your world. I have spent nearly a year dedicated to this aspect of my being. I have spent over a year dedicated solely to the mastery of my mind, and I have no doubt that this is my most valuable practice yet. I am constantly open to new tools and processes that can strengthen this ability. What is even more evident to me is that when I do not choose to practice and strengthen this ability, it becomes a disability. It becomes a space where I am no longer directing the show. I am no longer the cause. it, whatever it is, becomes the cause, and now my life experience becomes the effect. This is why it is so important to me, because just like many other things in the world, they can either be used in our favor or against us. How will we choose to take a stance in the situation? If the world around us appears as if there is so much suffering, so much lack of justice, there are those who are thriving and then there are those who are drowning, which will you be? Which will you be as a bearer of light? Will you be a victim to the circumstance, or will you choose to strengthen your mind and the power behind it? When your mind is strong and not affected by external circumstances, you are the cause, and you thrive in every situation because you understand how this works. Would an angel not thrive? For those of you on this channel who have tuned into this very message on this very day and time, whenever that may be, do you believe that you are chosen while at the same time believing that you are a victim to political circumstance? Or do you, as a way shower, have so much materially, but you're holding on to it? You don't share, you don't give, and then you wonder why the universe is not returning to you the love and abundance and the areas of your life that you're seeking it. Or maybe you give too much. Maybe you're trying too hard, giving away so much, only in hopes that you'll receive love and attention back from someone. When in reality, if you held that sacred love and space for the angelic nature that is you, you would realize that you have everything that you need, and anything that you would ever benefit from in this experience would appear to you at just the right time. Understanding this is mastery. Learning how to practice your mind into creating what you are able to conceptualize as you become ready for it will be the most beautiful awareness you can ever hold. And we hold a lot of them, don't we? Mastery is such a juicy subject for me because it took so much for me to get to a place where I really valued its importance. When I graduated college, I was working as a wellness coach and I hadn't even awakened to myself yet. I was a channel. I was always a channel. I just wasn't aware of it. And at that time, I was living in such high masculine energy, just really trying to protect myself and provide for myself and be a leader because I always was one, and I knew that. I was just a very wounded healer for a very long time. But then I began healing. I spent almost a year just regulating my nervous system, and another year learning how to work with my breath. Another year doing this and another year doing that, and it just kept going. Even though I really got a lot early on due to my innate memory of my own divinity, I am constantly mastering different aspects of myself, and that expansion will never end. I am a superhero strengthening my powers one day at a time, and so are you. And don't you forget it. Please check out my website if you're feeling like you need a little help, direction, guidance. We can hop on a call and we can figure out if we're the right energetic match, and we can work together. This is what I'm here for. This is my purpose. This is my reason for everything. Because from a 3D perspective, I should be living a very different life, and I am so grateful that I'm not. With that being said, I also have a retreat in Peru coming up. You can check that out on my website. If you subscribe to my newsletter, there's a coupon code for that, and I know everyone loves a good deal, so hop on that if you're someone who is really feeling disconnected from themselves. That's how I'm choosing to put it right now. That's how Spirit's asking me to put it right now. And I feel like that's the best way to encompass the showering of gifts and knowledge that those who participate in that sacred space will be exposed to. So yes, check it out. But anyways, if you are awake to who you are, this is your responsibility. Integrity. You didn't come here to mess around and be a victim to your own life. Your growth is for the betterment of everyone. More importantly, it's for the betterment of you. Maybe stop consuming information and see how you can integrate for a few months what you've already learned. What's the rush? Has your life not already proven divine timing to you over and over again? Maybe we only practice stillness for a year, or solitude for a season, or maybe a few seasons. Can we master those things, or is there fear of shortage, of missing out? How about we master being comfortable in silence so that we may receive direct guidance from the divine? How about we master focus by being committed to practicing it every single day for long periods of time? If you understand that this is how worlds are created, why not gift yourself the mastery of being one with the energy of all that is and learn to harness it in the direction of what is being desired to be expressed and experienced through you? Maybe if we stop spending time waving our hands up in the air like, look at me, chasing what isn't even in alignment with us, and instead focusing on coming into alignment with what is. And how do we find that alignment? By the integrity of our mind. A mind that holds true the knowledge of the royalty that we are, that I am, that I am. Allowing life to bestow upon our feet everything that we could ever dream up. We just have to check in on that integrity. Take a deep look and see what we are made of. What's under there? What needs to be reinforced? What needs to be worked on? What needs to be newly constructed? Ignoring cracks in the foundation will only create trouble later. We cannot bypass the work. That will only become messy. And why allow messy when we can allow beautiful? I really hope this hit home for you today. I'm in a very magical place spiritually, and I've received a lot of clarity about my next steps. And all of those steps involve me doing only and exactly what I want to do. These videos will be a reflection of that. For those of you energetically connected to me and in tune with my energy, I know you'll be able to read between the lines on that. I'm certain of it. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. It really does allow you to tune into my energy. Believe me, I feel you, and I am committed to being the clearest possible channel for you to receive whatever knowledge or confirmation the God or goddess inside of you is asking the universe for. Thank you so much for being a part of my experience. All praises to the Most High, and so it is.